The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sprawling estate as Emily and her family arrived at their new home. Nestled amidst ancient trees and shrouded in ivy, the old mansion loomed like a silent sentinel, its windows glinting with secrets untold. As they stepped through the threshold, a chill breeze whispered through the grand foyer, sending shivers down Emily's spine. She glanced nervously at her parents, but their faces betrayed nothing but excitement at their new beginning. That night, as Emily lay in bed in her new room, the house seemed to come alive with strange sounds. Creaks and groans echoed through the halls like the whispered breath of unseen spirits. Despite her growing unease, she chalked it up to the settling of an old house. But as the hours wore on, sleep eluded her, and she found herself drawn to explore the darkened corridors. With trembling hands, she pushed open the door to the attic, its ancient hinges protesting with a low groan. Inside, the air was thick with dust and the musty scent of neglect. Emily's eyes scanned the room, drawn to a chest nestled in the corner. With a sense of trepidation, she approached, her fingers tracing the ornate carvings that adorned its surface. With a deep breath, she lifted the lid, revealing a trove of forgotten treasures. Amongst the trinkets and baubles, her eyes fell upon a faded photograph, its edges curling with age. It depicted a family much like her own, smiling faces frozen in time. But as Emily studied the photograph, a sense of dread washed over her. There was something off about the family, something wrong. She shook her head, dismissing the feeling as irrational. As she made her way back to her room, a chill wind swept through the attic, extinguishing the candle she carried. In the darkness, she felt a presence watching her, a malevolent force that seemed to suffocate the very air around her. Back in her room, Emily huddled beneath the covers, her heart pounding in her chest. But sleep remained elusive, her mind plagued by visions of the family in the photograph, their smiles twisted into grotesque sneers. With the first light of dawn, Emily's parents found her pale and trembling, her eyes wide with terror. When they asked what was wrong, she could only whisper of the darkness that lurked within the house, of the restless spirits that prowled its halls. But her parents dismissed her fears, chalking them up to nothing more than a vivid imagination. And so, with a heavy heart, Emily resigned herself to another night in the House of Echoes. As night fell once more, Emily found herself drawn to the attic once again, the pull of the unknown too strong to resist. This time, however, she was not alone. In the dim light of the attic, she saw them, the family from the photograph, their twisted forms hovering just beyond the edge of her vision. Their eyes glowed with malevolence, their mouths twisted into cruel smiles. With a scream, Emily turned to flee, but the door slammed shut before her, sealing her fate within the confines of the attic. Desperate, she searched for a way out, her hands trembling as she clawed at the walls. But as the darkness closed in around her, she realized the truth. The house was not haunted by restless spirits. It was a prison for the souls of the damned, bound for eternity by some unspeakable curse. And now, Emily had become one of them, doomed to wander the halls of the old mansion forevermore, her cries echoing through the empty corridors as a warning to those who dared to tread where they did not belong.